What's up, nerds? Y'all better get buckled in because this is likely to be more than 4 minutes. I will gladly take any punishment that anyone is willing to dish out for me going over my 4 minutes, but I've got a story for you. So let's get that started. What's up, nerds? I hope that all of you are having a fantastic whatever day it is, wherever it is that you are having your day. This fortnight on Project Nerdy, we are discussing nerdy life moments, big, awesome moments of nerddom that have happened in our lives, milestones, events, that kind of a thing. And one of those happened to me this past weekend. For those of you that stalk me on Twitter, you know that I had the joy of seeing Iliza Shlesinger live at the Kansas City Improv on Saturday, and I want to talk about that, guys, because it was pretty sweet. Now, before I get into the story, we need to talk about Iliza for just a hot second. For those of you who have no idea who she is, first of all, what are you doing with your life? Second of all, Iliza Shlesinger is this hilarious comedian, absolutely fantastic, and she has 2 specials on Netflix, so if you have not seen them, you totally should. I need to add this caveat because I do have some very conservative family and friends in my life, and so if you have an issue with language or, you know, other things, then I would not recommend Iliza to you personally. That said, for the rest of you should totally check her out. And what I'm going to recommend is that you pause this video, load up your Netflix, watch Freezing Hot or War Paint, either one. They don't have to be watched in temporal order. And then come resume the video and we'll geek out together. Okay? Did you pause it? Seriously. I'm not kidding. Go. Right now. Go. I'll wait. Alright, now that you're back, let's get this party started. So to quote another of my favorite female comedians, Angela Johnson, what had happened was, on Wednesday or Thursday, I was tagged in a Facebook post that Iliza was in Kansas City last week, that I was instantaneously stoked and subsequently devastated because we are trying to buy a house and I have no money. So there was some talk on Facebook, and then I took it off of public Facebook onto a private message to say, hey, what's going on with this? And our friend Kevin said, I do have some money. I will buy the tickets. We are going to see Iliza. Get your life together. Suffice it to say, I screamed like a little girl in the break room at work. So Saturday rolls around, I spend the morning garage selling with my mother and my sister. Got some really good deals, by the way. And then Saturday night, we get our life together and we're off to see Iliza. To quote Iliza, now, the venue, Kansas City Improv, is about half an hour from where we're at right now. So I spent the entire drive completely nauseous and about half of it playing a extreme game of best case, worst case scenario. For those of you who don't have social anxiety or haven't yet been through any kind of therapy, best case, worst case scenario is this game where you basically imagine the best thing that could happen, the worst thing that could happen, and then what is most likely to happen. So in my socially anxious brain, best case scenario looks something like this. So we get there, we find great parking, we get into the venue, we have great seats. The show is absolutely amazing, better than we could have imagined and more. Afterwards, I get 5 minutes with Iliza. I'm eloquent. I'm able to say everything that I want to say to her exactly the way that I want to say it, and she gets it. And we have this instantaneous connection. And after our brief conversation, we don't want it to end. So I say, hey, we should pick this up over coffee sometime. And she says, sure, when? And I say, well, when are you leaving? And depending on her plans, we pick it up the next day over a cup of coffee, either in person or, you know, over the internet because FaceTime. And we have this amazing connection. We become really good friends and artistic colleagues, and life is absolutely beautiful. Also, doves get released at the end somewhere in there. There's doves, because, you know, fantasy. Worst case scenario, we get to the venue, there's no parking whatsoever. We actually have to park on the other side of Zona Rosa and walk 15 minutes to the venue. We get horrible seats. The show is pretty good, but she's not as good live as we thought she was going to be. Maybe she is starting to get sick or something horrible like that. We say something really loud at the wrong moment and embarrass ourselves in front of everyone and Iliza, and subsequently get kicked out. She stops the show to come out and yell for us at for 20 minutes or whatever about how horrible people we are and she never wants to see us again, and if we ever show up to another one of her shows, she will take out a restraining order. The night ends early, life is over, and also the apocalypse happens. Because, you know, fantasy. And the most likely scenario is the one that actually happened. We got there, we found a parking spot pretty easily, we got into the venue, we had some nice seats right in the center. The show was absolutely phenomenal. The comedians that opened for Eliza did a great job, and I will be looking them up later. And then Eliza came onto stage. But as a performer, I picked up that she was a little bit exhausted. Like, Eliza was probably at that point running on Red Bull and adrenaline. That said, it did not stop her from giving an outstanding performance. Like, she left it all on the stage. Like, all of it. And she still had another show to do. Like, I don't know how this woman does this. I would be emotionally and physically dead. She did like, what? 9 shows last week in 4 days or something insane like that. 3 shows on Saturday. We saw the middle one. So she'd already done a show that day. She still had one more show to do, and she still gave us the best show that she could give us. It was, I mean, so the show gets over, and those of you with social anxiety or also claustrophobia will understand what happened next. The boys, who have both had a Long Island of some kind, look over at me and say, "David, adult, what do we do?" And I say, "We're gonna sit here for a minute." I do this for 2 reasons. The first one is I don't want to be in the middle of a huge crowd exiting a venue. I don't care if it's a movie theater or a comedy club or an actual theater. Like, I want to let the majority of people get out of the way before I even get up from my seat. Like, let the crazies get out there and get to their cars and get on the road. The second reason is this puts us in the back of the line, so my 5 minutes with Eliza is more likely to actually happen. So we let the majority of the people file out. We get up, we get in the back of the line, and then we get down the hallway. Somebody has to go to the bathroom, which puts us in the actual back of the line. And then, you guys, it happened. I have my camera ready to take the picture because I'm not going to be that person that's like fumbling to get their phone open to get a picture. Like, seriously, get your life together. You knew this was going to happen. You've been standing in line for 10 minutes. Get your life together. And I hand my phone to the guy and I turn to Eliza and all I say is, "Bless you." I don't even get out the rest of what I had to say. Nothing about an amazing performance and how are you doing so many shows in 1 week and you are fantastic and talented and funny and I hope to be half the entertainer you are someday. Like, nothing. Like, all I said was, "Bless you." She does the quick check. And for those of you that don't know what the quick check is, it's a quick down, look at your hands. Are we going for a handshake? Are we going for a hug? Like, what's happening here? My anxiety pings for a hot second, which only increases the adrenaline already coursing through my body. I reach out for the handshake because I don't want to be the creeper guy that's like bear hugging this girl that is way shorter in real life than I actually thought. Like, she petite, like, roll her up and put her in your pocket. You just want to, but you wouldn't, because first of all, you would get arrested. And second of all, it's Eliza and she would cut you. And then we take a picture. She says something about "bless us both." And I leave the venue. I'm shaking. And it was over. So let me talk for a brief minute about the processing that has gone on since then, because I'm an introvert and I have to overthink everything. In the past 72 hours, there's been about an hour and a half of, holy crap, she probably thinks you're a jerk. She probably thinks you're an idiot. Like, bless you, who says that? You aren't some, like, extreme right, holier than thou dude. Like, what is up with that? Those moments are often followed by a very quick, "Dude, she probably doesn't even remember your name or who you are," and that's completely okay, because she doesn't know you from Adam. You're a nice guy, showed up to one of her shows, you said something nice. She's got better things to do, like take care of herself and get ready for her next gig. There's also been a couple periods of, holy crap, what am I doing with my life? Those periods are followed quickly by a brief existential crisis of, well, what do you want to do with your life? Which is really scary, so I kind of put a lid on that pretty quickly because I'm not ready to open that can of worms right now in my day. I refuse to turn this video into a pity party. Let's move on. All of that to say, she was absolutely hilarious. She killed it. I'm so glad that we went, so thank you, Kevin, for the tickets. I can't even, like, I can't even. But yeah, that's it for me this fortnight. My nerdy pleasure obviously was seeing Eliza live in Kansas City. Eliza, if you're watching this, thank you so much. Bless you for doing all of those shows. I don't know how you did it or how you continue to do it. Like, you are amazing. You're a goddess. You are my spirit animal. And my question for all of you nerds this fortnight is, who is your favorite comedian? Be sure to leave your answers in the comments because I'm always looking to check out new comedians. My favorites obviously are Eliza Schlesinger, Angela Johnson, and Cristela Alonso. And until the next time, I hope that you all have a fantastic whatever day, DFTBA and Holly. We'll see you on Wednesday, girl. Bye, guys. Turn the air back on. Sheesh.